Hey YouTube, it's Super Urbo here again, fighting a good fight. Today I'm bringing you an Infinite Warfare gameplay with the VPR Yokai, which is an epic variant which has Assassin build and Creeper. Assassin build gives you a free silencer and prevents the opponents to see where their friends have died, which is an amazingly stealthy combo. And Creeper gives you the increased movement speed while crouched, which to me is pretty much pointless. This is not the game to be crouching around corners or anything like that. So that part isn't nearly as good, but the assassin build part is really impressive. I've only used this gun a couple times, and I gotta say I'm really impressed with it. It has a lot of different features that really make it stand out and make it a really interesting gun to play with. The one of the first features is the amount of bullets that this gun starts with. I am running it with extended mags, but I have 90 bullets in the mag to start with, which for an SMG is just insane. And yes, the argument could be made that every time you pull the trigger, it does shoot 2 bullets at the same time. That is true, but 90 bullets is just unreal. The built-in silencer is really nice on this gun because it saves you a perk from having to spend it on a silencer. It comes built in, which is also really nice. But it's not just the silencer that you get. You get that really neat other bonus of preventing skulls to the enemies. So you can see, not even on the mini-map, but just on the screen, skulls appearing in front of me, which is my teammates which have died. And when you shoot someone with this gun and kill them, it actually prevents those skulls from appearing. So the enemy will have no idea where their teammates are even dying, which makes it even harder to tell where you might be on the map, which is really neat. Another interesting feature about this gun is its really small hip spread. You can see on the screen this horizontal oval, and all of the bullets that you fire when you're not aiming down sight is going to fall into that hip spread, which is actually a pretty small hip spread. So in this gameplay you can see I don't always aim down the sight and peek around corners. Sometimes I'm actually just using the hip spread to go around corners because the hip spread is so tight. So that's another really neat feature to have with this gun. As for class setup, I haven't tried this gun yet with an actual sight. I felt that it's got such a tight hip spread, which half the time I'm using hip spread to shoot, like there. Didn't even bother aiming down the sight just to make sure I was connecting. And when you are aiming down the sight like I did there, you're so close, I felt like you don't really need a sight anyway. I was also using extended mags, quick draw, and foregrip, and that just makes this thing like a laser. There's pretty well no recoil, and you can just go around pre-firing corners, which I spend most of my time doing in this gameplay. And for perks, I was running the perks I almost always use on this, which is Ghost, Scavenger, and Dead Silence. And I believe I was also using Dexterity on this. I don't always run that one. That allows you to reload even faster, and that just makes this gun pretty much unfair. I mean, you've got so many bullets, and with Dexterity you reload even faster. There's just always going to be bullets being fired downrange, and it's just hard to stand a chance against this gun. And with that class setup, I mean, you're running a very, very stealthy setup. And on a tight close corners map like Mayday, you can really get a lot of kills, and the enemy's not going to have any idea where you're coming from. You'll see in this gameplay the times that I do die, it's because there's just too many enemies like there is there, or it's because I'm really long range, and you shouldn't be engaging in those gunfights with an SMG at long range. I believe I finished this gameplay with 42 kills and 7 deaths. So it's certainly a really good gun to use. If you're lucky enough to have picked up this gun in a supply drop, I highly recommend you give this thing a chance. I really go off with this thing, and what I did is I partnered this up with Phantom's active camo, and with that combination, I mean, you have probably the best stealthy class setup you can get in the game. You can see me just giving the opponents fits here as they have no idea where I'm coming from half the time. I just want you guys to remember that true faith in submitting your life to Jesus is not easy. It can feel like a constant battle. That's why we read, "Fight the good fight for the true faith." Hold tightly to the eternal life to which God has called you, which you have declared so well before many witnesses. If you enjoyed this gameplay or commentary, hit the like button for me, and feel free to leave a comment below about anything you want to see on the next video. That brings me to the end of this one, my friends, so keep fighting the good fight of faith, hold true to God's calling on your life, and I'll see you next time.